Alright, I'm back. Okay, here we go. My Smackdown video. Overall, I actually thought this was, out of the WWE shows, this was better than Raw, which isn't saying much, but still, it was better than Raw. You know, I actually thought that they put a little more effort into pushing Money in the Bank than Raw did. But you know, well, when they actually put some effort, let me rephrase that. I thought that they actually put some effort into pushing Money in the Bank. Raw didn't do anything about it, but they didn't do anything. So overall, I thought it was a good show, you know, for a good weekly TV show, you know. I mean, nothing really, you know, it's like as far as match-wise or whatever, you know, nothing memorable, you know. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, either it also wasn't the greatest Money in the Bank or pay-per-view hype, but it was certainly a hell of a lot better than what we saw on Raw. So anyway, they start the show off with, you know, just like mentioning, you know, with the Zack Ryder video, mentioning he'll be the Smackdown GM for this week, and the show is called Friday Night Zackdown. So, and then the actual show in the arena starts with, Zack Ryder coming out. He welcomes everyone to Zackdown. He says that his first act as GM is to organize the world's largest fist pump with all the fans. And he and the fans are the fist pump and the woo-woo. So, and then, he says, this will be the greatest Smackdown ever. Woo-woo. You know it. Okay. Then Alberto Del Rio comes out. Del Rio says that he thought that Teddy Long was a joke when he was GM. When he was the GM, the Ryder is just a stupid clown who calls himself the Internet Champion of the world or whatever. And then Del Rio gets in the ring and he says that on Sunday he'll become the real world champion. And then after that he will rule SmackDown. And then Ryder corrects him and says, "No, this show's called Zackdown. In one night, dude." So then Ryder says that he brought Del Rio to Zackdown because there's someone who wants to get their hands on Del Rio, and that guy will be facing Del Rio right now. So then Sin Cara comes out. I was okay with this segment. It was short, you know. I will say about the Zack Ryder segments, they were actually short. They didn't, you know, go overboard with these. So then we have, with the greatest of his dog, Sin Cara and Alberto Del Rio. It was actually a very good back and forth match. You know, there was of course a lot of Booker T's commentary. You know, with the changes over here, dog, with the greatest of his dog, this dog, that dog, my first time dog. You know, but it was a good match. Del Rio eventually got the cross arm breaker for the submission win. Good match. The only thing I don't get is why in God's name do they still have the Sin Cara yellow and blue lighting during his matches when he's wearing red and silver now or whatever. Then they put over the new social media, this tout, whatever the hell that is, and then they show fans filming themselves, mentioning their favorite Raw moments. Who the hell cares? So then they have Teddy Long is backstage with Zack Ryder. Teddy Long says that Zack is doing a great job as GM, running the show. They shake hands, they hug or whatever. Then Long walks off. Big Show comes by and he says that Ryder's doing a terrible job running the show. He says that the show says he can't believe that Ryder actually won the Battle Royal last week to be the GM for this week, and Show says that Ryder shouldn't be the GM. Big Show says that Ryder shouldn't be GM; he himself should be. And then he was going to set him up for the the WMD Weapon Mass Destruction Punch, but then boop, someone grabs Show by the arm, and it's Khali. So then then Ryder tells Big Show that he'll face Khali tonight, on the show. So then Big Show walks off and Khali does the fist pump and says Ryder's catchphrase. It was a little bit on the hokey side, but thankfully it was short. Then we had Primo against Darren Young. Decent back and forth match. You know, Primo got the pin. This was actually okay. You know, I mean, they had the respected partners out there. You know, Epico and Titus O'Neil were out there. One thing, you know, is like if they're going to be in singles matches, you know, like Primo and Darren Young, if they're going to be in singles matches, if the other two guys are going to come out, they shouldn't be in their ring gear because it makes it look like a tag match. You know, so it could be a little confusing. But it was a decent match. You know, the other thing, I'm already tired of AW with the stupid headset cheerleading his guys on. It's just as annoying as Jimmy Hart or Bill Alfonso. So then we get Sheamus and Zack Ryder backstage. Ryder tells Sheamus that if he and Del Rio duke it out tonight on the show, he's going to call off their match at the pay-per-view, I think is what he said, you know. Okay, I don't know if Zack had the authority to do that. But, he said, you know, Ryder says he's got a show to run tonight. Then Chris Jericho comes by. He says he can't believe Ryder's in charge of the show. And he says he wants to see this Zackdown train wreck in person. Sheamus tells Jericho that if he's looking for a train wreck, Jericho should step in the ring with him tonight. And then Jericho says that he's not there to step in the ring with anybody, he's there as an observer. And then, Ryder says, hey, that's a great idea. And Jericho's like, no, it isn't. And they go back and forth, yes, it is, no, it isn't. And then Ryder books Sheamus versus Jericho for later. And then Sheamus tells Jericho not to be on the rails when the track comes by, or on this track on the rails, because when this train when it comes through, it will run all over Jericho. Let me actually re-say that. I'm sorry, re-rack. Sheamus tells Jericho not to be on the rail track when this train comes through because he'll run all over Jericho. A good promo, again, it was short and good. It was good and short. Then we get our next match. Secondary champs, Intercontinental champ Christian and U.S. champ Santino Marella facing Dolph Ziggler and Cody Rhodes. Decent back and forth match, decent match. Dolph and Cody win when Dolph gets the pin on Santino. And that was pretty much it for that one. And then we get Khali vs. Big Show. Big Show gets the pin. Boom, knockout punch, 1, 2, 3. Thankfully, this was very mercifully short. Then Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex come out, and Rex gets the mic and says that tonight he'll do what his partner Hawkins couldn't do last week, and that's beat Ryback. So Ryback comes out and squashes him mostly. Now, it was mostly a squash match. Tyler Rex got a little bit of offense in here and there, but Ryback just pretty much pounded on him the whole time. And then okay, more stuff for clear reference. Crude pet. Okay, sorry for stuff for true references. I'm just a big fan of the movie. So then they show more fans touting their favorite Raw moments. Who gives a rat's ass? Then Justin Gabriel and Damien Sandow. No Sandow promo this time about how he wants to give the fans the enlightenment that they're so desperately yearning for. But we had mostly a squash here. Sandow got the win over Justin Gabriel. He got the pin with the neck breaker. Then we get to Sheamus against Chris Jericho. This actually was a good back and forth match. They did some good stuff here. And then eventually Sheamus hit the brogue. I think he hit the brogue kick on Jericho. Got the 3 count. And then afterwards, Sheamus is headed up to, he's posing, celebrating on the stage. And then all of a sudden, Alberto's music hits, and a white car pulls into the arena. But it's a diversion, and Del Rio comes out from the back and gives Sheamus a roundhouse kick in the back of the head. So, and then Ricardo, Ricardo was the guy who pulled in to the arena. And then, Del Rio punk kicks Sheamus off the stage, and then he locks Sheamus at the cross arm breaker as he's hanging from the edges, as Sheamus hangs from the edge of the stage. The Del Rio locks the cross arm breaker on him. And that was the show. So, the referees were holding Del Rio back afterwards. And then Sheamus was on the floor selling the attack to end the show. It was good. I actually thought that they did a pretty decent job in running and doing a little bit of final hype to Sheamus Del Rio world title match. So that was your show. Like I said, I thought that, for the weekly TV show for Smackdown, it was good. Like I said, I actually put some effort into the pay-per-view as opposed to Raw, which didn't do crap. So like I said, I was okay with the opening segment with Del Rio and Zack Ryder. Sheamus Jericho was a good match. And then Del Rio attacking Sheamus was good too. The other matches were a mix. There was Sin Cara and Del Rio was really good too. The tag match, Santino and Christian vs. Dolph and Cody was decent. Justin Gabriel, Damien Sandow, it was okay, but it was a squash. Mostly Ryback, Tyler Rex, mostly a squash. Khali show, thankfully, that was very short. So that was pretty much it. So overall, I thought this was a decent show this week. All right, I guess since this was the final show before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, I guess we'll just run down the card of that real quick. First, the YouTube pre-show match. Tag team titles on the line as champs Kofi Kingston and R-Truth defend against Hunico and Camacho. And before I get into anything else, didn't the Primetime Players win a 4-way at No Way Out pay-per-view to get a tag title shot? So why in the hell are Hunico and Camacho challenged for the belts and not Titus O'Neil and Darren Young? And why is this match on the YouTube instead of the pay-per-view? Anyway, so here's the pay-per-view lineup. Not much of it. So we have the WWE title match. CM Punk defends the title against Daniel Bryan. AJ will be the referee. You all know how I feel about that. You know, AJ is more important, means more than the belt, which is really stupid. Then we have the WWE title Money in the Bank match. It'll be Kane, Big Show, Chris Jericho, and John Cena. And I'm hoping that whoever wins, they can afford to actually have the guy cash it in and lose, because these guys are made guys already, and so. And they've been champions before, so having any of these guys cash in and lose won't hurt any of them. Then we have world title Sheamus defends against Alberto Del Rio. Should be a good match. And finally we have the Smackdown Money in the Bank ladder match with Damien Sandow, Tyson Kidd, Santino Marella, Christian, Tenzai, Dolph Ziggler, Cody Rhodes, and Sin Cara. So that's your Money in the Bank show. That's your lineup for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view this Sunday. I don't know if I'll be watching it. $45 is a lot. And I just saw Destination X last week, so I don't think I'll be watching this for $45. So that'll pretty much wrap it up now. That'll pretty much do it for me this week. As always, you can check out TonyBizTheBlogspot.com and check out my in-depth written recap of the shows. And you can add me as a contact on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Tone 4L. Feel free to make any comments. And I know a lot of you have been sharing videos with me, and I appreciate that. That's really cool. And you can feel free to share more. I'll check them out. So that'll pretty much do it. Like I said, comment as you see fit, and until I guess either hopefully on Tuesday this week, not Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll be back with a Raw recap, and hopefully it'll be better than this past week's was. So until then, this is Tony Viz the Tone. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, everybody, and I'll talk to y'all on Tuesday.